It's a computer. Oh, so I'll just share my, I'll go through the introduction and then I'll share my screen with you.
Yeah.
Cool. So just so you know, a soul contract reading, it basically just goes to the essence of your life, your purpose. It describes your talents, your karma, your goals, and then how to apply them in like earthly demands. So, you know, the day-to-day and also like the spiritual calling of your life.
Yeah.
And so the soul contract reading, it incorporates elements of like the Hebrew alphabet, Kabbalah, and also astrology.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, don't be scared, little man. Is he all right?
Yeah, Willie's gonna try and sort him out.
Oh, bless her. Oh, I won't take up too much time out, so you'll be all right.
No.
So, yeah, so basically it's based on the 22 characters of the Hebrew alphabet. And what you get is I've sent you like your soul contract, and that's the 6-pointed star. And that's what's known as like the Star of David. So in Hebrew, the letters and numbers have the same sound and symbol. And the reason that it's like in Hebrew is that it's one of the 5 sacred languages. And from this, like all reality emanated. So the numbers were created in total purity. So when you come to Earth, basically an incarnating soul, it chooses what it wants to experience in order to grow. And so before a baby's born, the parents will often know a child's name intuitively, which is great. You know, obviously with your little one, you've got all those kind of different names and things.
Yeah.
So you've probably got a few where you might feel, oh, I like this one. And there's a few that have come up as well that are kind of good options for him now.
Okay, cool.
So, I mean, we'll go through that next time, but
yeah.
Yeah, what's really interesting is when your soul incarnates, it's choosing what experiences it needs in this lifetime in order to grow. And the sound of the name that you choose for the baby, that sort of creates the soul contract, because the idea is that sound's creative, like all the creation myths. And this name carries the energy that the soul's going to live in the life. So when your soul embodies, the soul contract is translated into a karmic matrix. And this is like this weird kind of cobwebby structure, and that sits on the surface of your body and in all of our like auric fields and things. And then this then goes on to like radiate out to our reality, and it'll experience all the experiences that we're going to have from our name are encoded in that. And that's on a physical.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
Yeah.
It's so mad, but it's so interesting too, because that's like all the physical and spiritual levels that your soul set out to experience in your lifetime. And we'll look at it next time. But when you look at your overlay chart with your partner and your kids, you've chosen quite specific numbers to kind of interact with yours as well.
Okay.
Which is really interesting. And you tend to like attract people sometimes with your numbers to help you sort of work through them as well. Yeah, so on the soul contract reading, I'll just show you really quickly on yours, and I'll share the screen. You've got the that one. So you can see there's like, that's your soul contract reading.
Okay.
So that's like the Star of David that it's on. So there you've got like your physical karma, your physical talents, and your physical goals. And that's the triangle pointing downwards, and that's the kind of physical earth. So obviously, you know, down from here, and then in life you've got the antakarana, and then you've got your kind of spiritual goals above you.
Yeah.
So that's how that works. So I'll just close that down, and I've sent you that as well. So you've got a copy of it. But yeah, so when you've got that reading, the physical energies are down and the spiritual ones are upwards, pointing towards the universe. So when you've got the karmic aspects, that's all about, you know, you've heard about karma's a bitch, right? Yeah. That's all about like the karmic aspects, and the lessons that your souls come to learn. And a lot of people think it's kind of like punishment or some sort of judgment, and it's not, it's just the lessons that you have to go through. And these run throughout your lifetime, and at first they can be very, very intense, but as you kind of are aware of them and work through them, that intensity decreases. Yeah, and what will happen is when you've kind of gone through them, that'll become a really great strength for your personality. And to help you kind of combat those karmic elements, you've got your talents. So the talents in your charts, they contain all this like latent energy. So that's the kind of energies that need to be developed to work through the lessons of the karma. And then once you've kind of done that, then you can go on to achieve your goals. So yeah, the third part, the goal aspect, that's the energies that act as an incentive in your life. So they're the dreams that we're all striving for, that we may or may not achieve depending on how far we come. But just to confuse things even more, as we're moving through life, like all the 6 different aspects of the chart, in the physical and the spiritual, they're all running like simultaneously. But because you're how old are you? Are you 30?
31 now.
Okay, cool. So basically, just so you're aware, as we're kind of going through life, the 6 aspects, you know, so running, the physical triangle is the dominant one up to about 35 years old.
Okay.
And then after that, thank Christ, all the spiritual triangle is the one that becomes much more predominant.
Yeah. Ah, nice.
So that's good, because you've got spiritual numbers and I've only got spiritual numbers. So fuck me. The first, yeah, like the first half of your life can be, you know, quite difficult and intense.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, as we move on to the first number for the kind of physical karma in your chart, you've got 14.5.
Okay.
And 14.5 is all about reflection and intensity. So just general questions for you, but do you ever feel like you have quite intense relationships?
Yeah. Yes.
Interest. So like, how's that kind of played out in your life so far?
With people like my mum and my brothers, like continually just clashing and falling out with each other, like, yeah. And then like in sort of like relationships with like men, it's always just end up falling a bit flat, to be honest. But yeah, it's not always worked out too well.
Nope, that's fine. So it'll be good for you to know that one of the reasons for that is that's your physical karma that you've got to work through, and that's that's your physical. Another kind of aspect of this is, I don't know if you've ever felt lost sometimes, and like sometimes that you can't always relate to people.
Oh yeah, all the time. I struggle with that like every day.
Okay, good.
Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't even be on this planet. Like I'm from somewhere else. Just trying to like relate to other people and stuff is it's a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, that's your physical karma. That's kind of standard of a 14.5, because it basically means, who am I?
Okay.
So in order to know who you are, you have to have other people reflect back the truth of themselves, because they don't always know who they are either without seeing it in others, and vice versa. So you act as a bit of a mirror.
Okay.
It's in the karmic aspect. So because you're working through that at the moment, the difficulties are that you're often a reflected being. It's sometimes hard to kind of discern in people what's right and what isn't right.
Yeah.
But you've got really psychic abilities. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised at, but you know, you're very adaptable. There's the intensity, very passionate relationships.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware, all of my exes have had 14.5s. Like I attract that energy, and that's my thing, because I need that passion to keep up with my 9 energy.
Yeah.
So I know 14.5s very well. So yeah, intense relationships.
Yeah.
But because of the 5 in the 14.5, that the 5's all about pioneering and courageous and assertive energy as well, and it's very sensitive.
Okay.
So you've got that passion, but you've also got the kind of sensitivity as well. And we'll get onto your chart later. You've also got 2 5s.
Okay.
So your mind's very open to kind of God or source or whatever you want to call it, that kind of higher intuition.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I definitely definitely feel that.
oh yeah, without a doubt. And I mean, one of your sort of talents is, even if it's been sometimes difficult for you, it's actually around speech.
Yeah.
And it's very creative, and it's often about spiritual awakenings, and also you kind of have a soft etheric energy as well, despite the passion and
Yeah. Yeah, I think that like the speech thing, I've actually always like really struggled with, and I don't know if that like relates at all, but like even speaking to Steve, he tries to have conversations with me, and I'm really bad at kind of just shutting down, but trying to like, in terms of like communicating with people, I feel like I'm way better like writing things than I am actually like verbally communicating things.
that'll be your 5-5 as well. 100
Okay.
100%. I'm exactly the same. And actually, one of the things that you are encouraged to do is to write your feelings down and to write things down.
Yeah.
It's really good that we've got our like books of like book of shadows and things that we're doing, because when you get kind of synchronicities or signs, or you're hearing like your intuition or something's telling you something, it's good to keep a journal for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting you say that. That's the karmic aspects. I actually lost my voice after my mum died, and I physically couldn't talk, like
Yeah.
couldn't speak, and that was like,
Okay.
yeah, it's people with 5 struggle. But interestingly, what you probably don't realize is that other people don't necessarily see you that way.
Okay. Yeah, because there's always been a bit of a thing as well, like in my mind, like meeting new people or speaking to groups of people thinking like I'm not very good at communicating, or I'm a bit strange and like quiet. And yeah, I always come away from conversations and like replay everything that I've said in my mind, and what other people have said and how I've responded to it. And it can go on like just this mental dialogue for such a long time afterwards, trying to weigh up whether or not I had an effective conversation with someone.
That's also not surprising, because you've also got a 10-1 in your chart, which is
Oh,
that
okay.
it's so same here too. And that's all about being very self-critical and judgmental, and sometimes of yourself and sometimes of others as well. And
Yeah.
so they're very difficult numbers. I'll get like, they really are in that respect, because they are quite hard. But if it helps, that's what's kind of come back in your chart. So for you, one of the things with the 14-5 specifically, it's about learning self-acceptance through relationships.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever in the past, obviously before the hubby, that you've ever maybe used people a little bit and been quite stubborn.
Yeah, yeah. In the past, like as a teenager, definitely. And I remember doing things like floating around bars and stuff and chatting with guys, like literally just to get them to buy me a drink, and then just fucking them off and being like, right, see you later, thanks for that.
Yeah.
And then being like, what? I thought this was going somewhere. Like, no, I just need a drink. Leave me alone now. But yeah, not a great part of my personality, or something that I've been proud of, but now looking back on it, it's like I can kind of laugh about it again.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, that's kind of classic. It's that's the kind of classic 14-5, and because it's such an intense and passionate energy, people are quite attracted to you. It's
Okay.
so you can probably get the drinks, and that's all the numbers have good and bad qualities. But yeah, 14-5 as well. It's also about one of the lessons that you have. It's about kind of slowing down. And it's about taking time alone as well, and learning to self-accept. Often people with 14-5s will jump into relationships because they need that mirroring back of themselves.
Okay.
So yeah, it's in the karmic aspect, it's breaking through like restrictions of consciousness. So sometimes people with 14-5s get frustrated because they might have a really analytical mind, but at the same time they kind of know that they're quite spiritual, but for some reason they just cannot break through that and get into those spiritual aspects.
Yeah, I find that a lot with like speaking to Steve and things. Recently I've been a bit like like I'm really into like the spirituality stuff, but then like you said, like the critical and analytical mind kind of is like, but is it really what I think it is, or is it not? Do you know what I mean? And then start kind of taking a bit of a back step from it, and yeah, and then I'll kind of get back into it, and then no, I do really enjoy it, and it's this and it's that, and then yeah, it's kind of a bit of a vicious cycle of being into it, being not into it, I guess.
That's your 14-5, but also again with the 10-1 that comes up. It's
yeah.
like, so you've got that in a few sort of aspects in your chart. So you'll have that for a little bit until you work through the kind of karmic aspects of it.
Okay.
But that's normal. Often as well, do you find it quite hard to meditate?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want to let Steve, like, tell Steve that I'm on the call and maybe he'll come down and start fixing cars?
Stop going. I just see him with an electric car set.
Yeah. Cool man.
Oh.
Hey, you're all right.
You're all right.
You got some gas.
Oh.
You got some gas.
Oh.
It's quiet for now.
Oh, he's cute. Oh.
I don't know what's going on.
Seems a bit calmer.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Sorry.
No, you're all right. So yeah, it can be quite hard to meditate, and sometimes when like in relationships there can be a bit of a fear of abandonment if there's like a change.
Yeah, I get that. Like I struggle with that a lot. I'm not very good at like dealing with sudden changes, I think. But I've always put that down to like my childhood, I guess, rather than But yeah, no, it's definitely something I struggle with. If things change, I suddenly have a bit of like an anxious time about
Yeah. That's again, it's classic sort of 14-5.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basic because the energies are like a reflection. There's a lot of those intensities and feelings, and a lot of that will come to the surface.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, and again, it's in the karmic aspects. Sometimes there can be like a denial of flow of intuitive energies. You can just feel a bit blocked.
Yeah.
But yeah, for you, basically to help you manage that bit, because you're very sensitive to like negative frequencies and energies, clearing your space and clearing other people's energies is really, really important.
Okay.
Especially with like, you know, where you're living with all the kids and everything, and being on the water is brilliant. That'll help.
Okay.
But yeah, use those clearing commands that I sent you as well. See, in the quadruple grid technique's really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, like you said, like writing is always really good as well.
Okay.
So yeah, when you get through the karmic aspects and you stop worrying about like how you speak and things, like like you've got a really good vocal channel, so expression is like super important. You could actually do like public speaking.
Okay.
Like, I know, right? Believe it or not.
Oh, your hands from a jumper.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I can't see that bit.
No, it's once you have to clear through it, but you know, once you do, that's what kind of fives end up being really, really good at for some reason.
Oh wow.
And also people with fives can often mean there's been like abuse. There can often have been some abuse in the past.
Yeah.
So one of the things for that as well is like healings, like doing divine healing and stuff is really, really good to help you kind of clear that.
Okay.
I've had that a lot, and I've got 4 5s in my chart, so and also 9s and 10-1s can be abusive, so yeah.
Oh no.
Good fun times. And for you as well, you know, just keeping grounded, because 5s are very ethereal, and like you say, you feel like you're on another planet a lot of the time. That's not surprising.
Yeah.
So yeah, grounding, things like gardening, walking in nature, cooking, and drumming might be quite good for you with your daughters as well.
Okay.
With
Yeah,
with that.
both of them had drums at one point or another, so.
Yeah, it might be something you can all do together. It's quite good just to keep you like literally grounded.
Yeah. Okay. Why is that? Just like is it like a vibration thing, or?
Yeah, just it like really centers you, and it's just like bringing you back. It's like stamping your feet's really good as well, just to connect you with the ground.
Yeah.
Because do you like bash into things quite a bit? Like, are you quite clumsy?
Yeah. Always walking into the.
Yeah, same. Like, I'm often like just looking up and I'll like smash into things like all the time.
Yeah.
It's gonna get painful when we're 70.
I know. I feel like covered in bruises all the time. Could be a nightmare, especially those varicose veins you start getting.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, that's why we have to do like quite good grounding things. So
yeah. Okay.
so that's your karmic, that's your kind of physical karma. And then what we move on to next is your kind of physical talents. And the talents are really, really good. And these are the things that will help you like kind of burn through that karma.
Okay.
So for you, you've got 6-6, which is all about creativity and focus.
Yeah.
So the 6-6 is like it's a Taurus energy.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's positive. The 6 is really practical. It can be quite possessive and strong-willed. But in a kind of good way. But the negative is, unsurprisingly, it's quite stubborn. It can be bloody-minded and it can be a bit rigid.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and with that as well, it's like the 6 is associated with your right kidney. So the good part of that is its ability is it's your kidneys filter. And that kind of shows itself as it's got the ability to kind of discern and filter and know intuitively if something is your truth or if it's a lie.
Okay.
So if something doesn't feel right to you, you're probably kind of aware of it.
Yeah.
And even though this is in a talent position, all of the numbers have a little bit of karmic expression that you have to kind of work through before you can kind of get the positives.
Yeah.
So in the karma, it can sometimes be a bit of an abnormal desire to achieve power. It can mean isolation. There can be tendencies towards addiction.
Okay.
And it can be like a lack of focus and frustration as a consequence.
Yeah. Yeah, I find that a lot, like, not being able to focus on things.
No.
Yeah, you guys don't help, do you?
Oh.
Hey, what's the matter?
Oh. 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 Oh.
I was saying to him, like, he was exactly the same last time, like last night. I just sat him down until like 10 o'clock.
Oh, bless him. Does he sleep through the night though?
Yeah, he's pretty good during the night. Like, he wakes up a couple of times, but yeah, nothing major. I think it makes it easier as well because, like, breastfeeding. I have friends that also have babies and they're doing the formula stuff and they're having to get up and do formula food at night. I'm like, nah, it's way easy breastfeeding. He's like in the bed with us. So.
Oh. Yeah, I've heard that actually. Like a lot of people, like a lot of like people I know who've got like really little ones, if they're breastfeeding, they seem to just be better. And
yeah. So like, yeah. I need to change the butt. Oh, you're making such a loud noise. Are you done with feeding? Because every time I try and feed you, you move away. This is a fib. Okay.
Oh.
Hey, car racer. It's fun done fixing cars.
Hey, did he fix it? Did he fix the car?
Did you fix the car?
No, I came running.
No,
Oh.
it's running.
The right answer.
Yeah.
I'm covered in clutch fluid. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah. Around it a couple of times.
I think you might need a nappy changing.
Oh.
I don't need my nappy changing.
He was doing last night where he just wouldn't settle down. And then he's pretending like he wants to be fed, but then doesn't want to be fed.
Oh.
Huh? Can I pass him shoes to change his butt?
Hello.
Hi love, how's it going? Oh, how is the car?
We're trying to bleed the clutch system, but it's not working.
I have no idea, but I know the clutches. It's the lifty up thing.
That is best.
Oh. Oh. Does he need his nappy changing?
I think so. We'll all try that and then what happens.
Feed, nappy, sleep, tired.
Yeah, just keep crossing them off the list and I don't know, I'm lost.
Oh. Oh, bless you.
At least the need fairly few at that age. Like there's only a few things that can be wrong.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? They're quite simple. Like.
Yeah.
Oh. So I was just going to ask as well, with the physical talents, with the sixes, when you were a child, did you ever feel like frustrated or angry?
The wipes.
They should be in the changing back there or on the bed. I don't really remember feeling frustrated or angry. Maybe when like more teen years, I think. Yeah, definitely then I was like running away from home a lot, and yeah, definitely more then.
Oh. Yeah, it's quite with sixes a lot of the time. Like kids sometimes feel a bit like unfocused and like it's like they can't complete projects and stuff at school.
Yeah.
Or like
yeah, things like homework I was always really terrible with. Yeah.
that's classic sixes, especially when like you're younger until like you work through it a lot.
Yeah.
But in the talent position, which is where yours is, it's people can be like excellent at business because you've got like creativity and really focus when you come into it.
Okay.
And if you decide something, like you can generally just like go full steam ahead. I don't know if that works for you.
Yeah, but then I kind of find a lot that I'll go like full steam ahead for a bit, and either I get bored of whatever my idea is, and then I'll just drop everything and find something else, like the next more interesting thing, do that for a bit. So I don't tend to complete the things I set out to do. They lose their excitement fairly quickly.
Okay, so you're still in the karmic bits of your sixes then, in the physical talents.
Okay.
So when you like work through that a little bit more, when you kind of come through that, it's the opposite. So you'll end up being, every action will be quite well planned and you'll be super adaptable.
Okay.
And again, it's about being really, really like good at communication.
Yeah.
Because you're adaptable, you can relate to anybody and you kind of understand the darkness and the lightness within you.
We just did his bum like earlier. Are they in the basket thing? Cool.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's all right. Oh, is he changing his nappy?
Yeah, but couldn't find wipes anywhere.
Oh. Oh, and sixes again, they're like they're a spiritual number, so your mind's probably always looking for expansion.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
okay, physical goals 10-1, and I'm sorry. So the karma's really hard, but when it's a positive, it's good. I've got 2 10-1s, so I feel your pain.
Yeah.
But like 10-1 is all about manifestation of like source, God, energy, the universe, like whatever you want to call it. When you're in a power, like when it's really good and it's not in the karmic, you've got the potential manifestation of like spirit on earth. You've got access to that. It's positive, analytical, meticulous, discriminating. But in a negative, as you've kind of said already, it can be really critical, perfectionist, and overly like mental in the cerebral sense. I'm not calling you mental.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like stuck in your head.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. Like there's no easy way of doing things with 10-1. You have to work hard. You have to be steady. You have to be studious. You always have to work hard to achieve everything.
Okay.
But yeah, it's shit because there's no shortcuts. But the good thing about 10-1 is it's like pure protection. It's Archangel Michael protection.
Okay.
And it's like, it's great because it's all about the flow of spirit, like coming into your reality. So yeah, you're connected to everything. And it's also very important about the masculine and feminine energies being balanced in their expression.
Okay.
So yeah, you've got to kind of balance your masculine and feminine, as we all do.
Yeah.
10-1 as well is often the number for, I think I said gay and lesbian people as well.
Yeah.
But with the 10-1, like the key strategy with the 10-1 is all about discipline.
Okay.
So because we're quite floaty and it's about like having routines and kind of sticking to them to help you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like I'm not good at routines, or yeah, my mum's always said like super disorganized. Can't plan anything. I'm just turn up whenever.
That's the 10-1. and it doesn't help as well with especially in the physical, because these are all your physical numbers, but it doesn't help as well because you've got such floaty 5s and unfocused but creative of the 6s, so you're probably a bit all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, that describes me well.
But like when you were little as well, I mean, you actually just said it, like people with 10-1s often feel like there's a part of you that totally believes in like spirituality, and then a part of you that just does not believe it at all.
Yeah. So I find it's something I keep kind of like going backwards and forwards to. I start being like really critical of it, and then it's like, but yeah, that's not what I believe, and then I kind of go back to it again. But I feel like I've got this real like strong like heart head like talking to me, like what I feel in my heart and then what my head's telling me.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, I hate to just like ruin your life and everything, like, but that's your 10-1 basically. And yeah, because it's in a goal position as well, that's something you've got to like, that you're gonna have to keep working through things to then start to see the kind of positives of that and to believe it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's cool, right? It's like the numbers, they help, like, and again, it as well with the 10-1, often people feel judgments of yourself and with other people.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's like how you feel sometimes.
Yeah, like as in like if I'm like I'm worried about being judged by other people, or
it can be anything, like you could be your own worst critic, or
okay. Yeah, no, I get that a lot.
yeah, we're quite anxious people. It's
Yeah, definitely anxious.
And another thing as well is, when you were a child, did you ever experience, you don't have to go into it obviously, but abuse from adults?
Yeah, that's been a thing for me. That's something to like try and come to terms with, I guess, and get over. So, not get over, I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, muddle through.
Yeah, that's again something that's quite symptomatic, because in the karmic aspects, the challenges that we have to kind of face and go through with this number, you know, in your goal as well, it'll carry a lot of the karma.
Okay.
And again, similar to the fives, it can be a lot of abuse, especially from adults when you're younger.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunately another difficult thing with the tens. And another thing, have you ever been like unfairly treated or judged? Like, have you felt before?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess like it's a bit of an overriding thing, like with my family, like on a whole, I find it very difficult to live my life the way that I want to live it without worrying about everyone else in my family's thoughts about it. So they're all quite critical about certain things that I do in terms of like my mum and my brothers and stuff, and think that things should be done like a certain way, whereas I've got kind of different thoughts on that, and it can often like mean that I get temporarily like ostracized from my family, where they kind of shut me out a bit, and then it all kind of blows over. But yeah, I guess so. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, we can always look at your family's charts as well and see why that is, but that's
Yeah.
that's again the disempowerment of the 10-1 is.
Yeah.
And the thing is like the weird thing is you're strong enough to kind of get through that, you know, because oddly you've chosen those people almost as your parents and to come into this life.
Yeah.
And it's, even when it's difficult, it's about, you know, it's growth,
Yeah.
so that you can move on to the next incarnation in the next life.
Okay.
So it's, even though it's difficult, they're like necessary lessons, and the more you move through them, the easier it'll be further on. And then a lot of it's again denial about your spirituality and
that continual battle.
But yeah, you'll get there, and it's about learning the responsibility of like your growth and your power as well.
Okay.
And you'll always be tempted to leave that spiritual path, and you'll probably change like your goals and jump around quite often. But spirit, like you're like, for this, like the spirit in your soul and everything, it has to make sure that you've got a strong mind before you can start to get the real talents from the 10-1.
Okay.
But like when you get to this in a talent position, it's an incredible number. It's super creative. Like you can just take the spark of any idea that like resonates with you, and you can go and create it and bring it into reality.
Okay.
Again, similar to fives, it's all about vocal expression. And people with this number they make really like excellent healers.
Okay.
But yeah, like, you know, you can have real trouble like adjusting to the physical vibrations, and you can feel a bit like a misfit in society.
I feel that a lot. Like I struggle to find my place like in any particular group of people. I just feel a bit like removed, I guess. I don't know what's wrong with him tonight.
Oh.
Hungry.
I know, but I keep trying that, and then he's not really into it. It's okay, calm down.
Oh man.
That seems to work. You just have to tell him to calm down.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm better now. There's less screaming.
Oh.
Seems better.
Only a few more years.
He was not happy about having his butt changed.
Oh.
I think he's got like trapped twins, maybe.
Oh.
We're so funny.
Are you coming along with us all in a couple of weeks? Is it a couple of weeks? Yeah, to meet everybody.
Yeah,
Again.
I will indeed. It'd be nice
Excellent.
to meet Ed.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a character. I think an Avebury will be cool.
From what I've heard, he's just really terrible at video conferencing.
Yes. Yes, he is.
He doesn't do so.
Yeah, he won't record anything either. So if you can't make a meeting, like you just miss out.
I asked him if there was another one, the tires one, because there was a load of like connection issues with it. Like he had to restart the meetings or something, and then America couldn't sign in. I think he was saying, and he was going to run another one. But then when I asked him, like, oh, if you do another one, can you like let me know, and I'd like to join it. I didn't hear.
Yeah, he's mad. It was just by chance. I put it in my diary. Is there supposed to be one on Sunday?
I can't keep up with them. There's so many.
I know. I have no idea.
Why are you so cross?
Oh, wow.
This is the worst he's been in the evening.
You don't have any stress, baby. You just eat and poop and drink, eat and sleep. Ooh.
We're planning new names. We're going over
Oh,
existing numbers.
well, yeah, we've got a few potentials, but they're not quite right yet. You've chosen some very difficult energies for him. He's in two of the names. I can't remember which ones, but they're like there's three numbers, like energy numbers. You never ever have them in a name, like ever, and they've come up a few times for him, and I'm like, no, this baby's going to be a psycho. No, we can't have that number.
Oh God. No.
So we can't have those names. Whenever I see it, I'm like, psychopath traits. No, that's just hard no.
No.
But I've done like 100 variations, so maybe at least one or two might have been psycho names. That's normal.
You said I've got a 12-4 in mind.
Yeah, 12-3.
12-1, 12-3.
That was it. So you're 12-3. Just have a quick look.
You said that's very bad, and I'm concerned.
It's not terrible. Don't worry, it's not like you're not a psycho, but it's
Good to know.
that I know, but I've only met you once. Early days. But it's quite a hard number. So yeah, with your 12-3, it's all about, let me just pull it up. So many bloody numbers. It's positive. It's like absorption, expansion, and love, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
But the karmic aspect is that it's really difficult for you again to balance the physical and the spiritual. Similar, actually, both of you there. And there's always like obstacles in the way to sort of prevent you.
No.
Like often every time you try to expand, you keep getting limited or restricted by things.
That doesn't happen.
No, I don't like this. Yeah, it's sometimes guilt or lack of self-worth. Yeah.
That is a hard number.
It is a hard number, but there's a lot of good in it too.
Okay, I'll focus on the good aspects of that one.
Yeah. I'll do your once I've done Tiernie's chart. I'll do yours another day as well, so you can have a proper reading. Because they're scary. Sometimes it's quite scarily accurate. Like all the numbers are different, but
Yeah, it sounds it. Maybe I don't want to know.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay too. Yeah, when I heard mine, I was like, oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah. Yes. It's quite.
Shall we
Quite
ping
strange.
another light on?
Yeah.
I feel like we're largely invisible.
Yeah. The lights on. It's just.
There's,
You know, I'm like for sitting in the dark.
Bloody
You just
God.
sometimes you just forget it's got gradually darker, and then you're like, oh, my eyes hurt.
Yeah. I don't like too many bright lights either. I kind of like it all dim.
Yeah, same.
Oh, good, he's quiet.
Hey, it's
Oh,
good, I
Oh,
think.
boy.
see you asleep.
No, not move.
Just don't make a sound.
Yeah, that's how it was last night. I had to like just keep him like this on me and then go to bed and lay in bed, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can even get up to go and brush my teeth and put my pajamas on. It's gonna wake him up again.
You only have to live in fear of him for a few years, and then after he's got his teeth in. Oh,
Oh yeah, not really sure what that was about.
it's all right. Probably the big giant face on the screen that he doesn't have. His big cheeks and forehead. Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
So what are we working on today? Is it Tiernie's reading?
It is, yeah. So we're just finishing off our physical numbers. And actually, because she's got a 10-1 in physical goals, that it's not, again, useless in the physical. It's a spiritual number again. So it's all about you're supposed to be in service of others.
Okay.
Yeah, that's so the expression of service is like part of your life's goal.
Yeah. Does that like I was a support worker for a bit, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like helping others, or because
Yeah.
once you've gone through the karma, it might be speaking about things about your life to help other people, or
Firefighter.
a firefighter. No, she'd be a terrible firefighter. Anything that's too grounded on the earth plane, like no. No.
Psychiatrist.
That could help. Yeah, something like that would be better.
Yeah. I don't know, I feel like I really wanted to do the firefighter thing, or like I remember as a kid being like, I want to join the army because I feel like I like the structure of it and like how regimented it was, and just like the hierarchy, I think, is what draws me to it. But then also being like, no, I can't do this one. I want to do this one. This isn't me.
Well, that's interesting because your 10-1 is all about needing structure in order to get through the karmic aspects of that. It's not surprising that you probably did that.
Yeah.
And that might have been a way for you to kind of work through some of that and to help you with that difficult number. So maybe being in the army wouldn't have been the worst thing, to teach you to like just get into that mindset a little bit.
Yeah, be more regimented.
Or like another thing with that number is it's really good for people to do really sort of boring, mundane like office work, because as soul crushing as it is, it teaches you like the mundanity of things and having to get up and do things in a certain way.
Yeah.
I don't do office work.
No, it's
anything like that, I tend to quit straight away. I don't last very long in jobs.
yeah, same. I've got it in karma like 10-1, and I can do like a year if I enjoy it, and then I'm like, oh, I'm bored.
Yeah, a year's probably about the max I can do in a job before I'm quitting and finding something else.
That's normal, and with that. But on the plus side, like these things are harder at the moment because you're only 31.
Yeah.
So from sort of 35 to 40, I mean, if you work through it faster, great. But when you start to sort of hit the sort of mid to late 30s, because you've got such spiritual numbers anyway, it won't be so earth-based. You can move more into your strengths in the sort of, I can't wait. I'm counting the days down. But yeah, for 5-5 and your again in your karma, you've got in your spiritual karma, you've got 5-5, and that's all about the truth.
Okay.
So in the 5, when it's positive, it's all about being very pioneering and courageous and being quite assertive and like freedom.
Okay.
And people with that number, when you come into it, you express yourself quite well as like a channel or a medium. So if you can sort of see spirits or sense them and feel them, that's probably going to get much stronger as you get a little bit older.
That'd be cool.
Okay.
You've seen them,
Mm.
I've seen them before when I was younger, not so much like
and
recently.
you're very assertive.
to a point.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
It was.
But you'll quite like this one. So the negative aspects of the fives, I've got 4 5s too, so don't worry. It's selfish, arrogant, impulsive, impatient, reckless, immature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you agree on that one? Do you dare agree?
You agree?
I'm not allowed to say, am I?
You can say it's fine.
I don't know. You're not boastful. I think you're confident in yourself. I wouldn't necessarily call you arrogant.
Yeah.
That's
But
nice.
you're very self-assured in a good way.
And you're very diplomatic. Let's look at your numbers later.
Oh, I have to be.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm gonna go check on Sammy just because he needs me to do the reading.
Yeah, go for it.
Text me if he's
He wakes up,
problematic.
I think he's just gonna go to sleep now, you know. I don't really know what his strange crisis hour is, but yeah, all the kids seem to have their time.
And I shall see you shortly
Yeah, it'll be good to see you properly. I'll see you, soon.
next weekend. Next weekend.
Yeah, we found out for that.
When's the Yule ritual? Is that the only meet you guys have this month, or are you doing something for Yule?
We've got a meeting, haven't we? We've got a meet up with some other people that aren't in the coven.
21st, I think Josh said.
Mm.
David back?
Yeah, we gave up that day.
And
so it might be tricky.
As David, have you guys done the David goodbye?
Yeah, we did it on. Oh no, actually, a few of us went to his house 2 Fridays ago and got incredibly shit-faced. Oh
Right.
God. I woke up and I was spooning Harry on the couch.
Oh,
It was quite adorable.
That's
Harry.
awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
looked like a good time when you guys sent like pictures of you guys going through the what's it, Arnos Vale.
yeah, we little
How was
spooky
that?
walk.
Yeah, that's cool.
Drunken spooky walk.
Oh God, we were so drunk. I haven't been drinking properly, so that just went straight to my head that night, the whole thing.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
Oh, it was good fun though. I think
Yeah.
it was good fun. I don't know if anyone's insulted. You can never tell.
Well, I'm sure we'll have good fun at Avebury. I went to the summer solstice there once, and it was an all-night party.
Oh wow.
Well,
Yes.
But is winter solstice the 19th? Is that or is it the 21st? When's the solstice day? It's 21st, isn't it?
25.
Yeah, I think so. 23rd.
So I guess that ritual will be but you guys meeting up on the solstice night.
Yeah.
I don't know how big the party on winter solstice night would be. I mean, summer solstice was cold enough.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. It's all about the summer solstice, to be honest. That's the best one. We should all do Glastonbury this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe I'll be working. Who knows? I doubt it. But yeah, Avebury's just great. It'd be great to go. Have you been before?
Yeah, one of my crystals was trying to get away from me. It had like reached the end of its life and it snapped. And me and my friend Val and her daughter, we went to Avebury, not just for that, to bury it.
Aww.
That's a good place to bury it. I think
Yeah.
I found crystals buried like vaguely in the soil there.
Yeah.
That's a great spot. I'm sure we'll all have fun at the Red Lion afterwards.
Yeah, it'll be wait. I'm so up for that actually. I might even work from home the next day or just pretend I'm sick again.
Who's
Me, 10-1.
Yeah.
who's Dawn's partner again?
Oh, no one can ever remember his name, and he's lovely. We were trying to remember last time.
So I'm gonna have to hang out with him in the pub while you guys are all
I
ritual.
think Dawn's coming. She
Oh.
wanted to, but it's on the wrong weekend or something.
Oh no, I'm gonna be on my own with the
Yeah,
baby.
it's just gonna be you guys hanging out in the pub, drinking beers.
Well, my friend Neil's actually down on the 18th. we're going to see a gig called Svalbard. He's coming down from Brighton, so he's really cool. He's in a band called Fall of Ephrafa.
Okay.
And he was in like Earth Tone 9 and Orange Goblin and stuff, but he's a really lovely guy, so he might end up tagging along.
Yeah, cool.
So you can have a friend. You got men friends.
Bands. Maybe he can hire me to. I think I've got brake fluid in my eyes.
Oh, good God. Don't take your hands out of them.
Yeah, gosh.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's everywhere.
But yeah, you could talk music with him. You'd get on great.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Mm.
I can never talk to enough musicians.
He's at BIM as well. Working at BIM.
What's a them?
Mm.
Some friends that work at them. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be handy.
Ah, okay.
Right, I shall go check on Sammy. Lovely to chat to you.
And you. Yeah, I'll see you soon.
Enjoy the rest of the numbers.
Yeah.
It's like countdown.
Bye.
See you later.
See you later.
Oh. Yeah, so I'll move off the negative bits of it. But yeah, speech and self-acceptance is like really, really important with the 5s.
Yeah.
So I don't know, is speaking the truth something that's really important to you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah, like being truthful is important to me, for sure. Like I'm not like a dishonest person. And then equally, like, I feel like sometimes my mum can be a little bit like manipulative with things, and I'm always the first to kind of like call her out on stuff. And then that's what causes friction between me and my brothers, because they're both really protective of her, and they're like, oh, fuck's sake, really, why have you always gonna make mum feel sad like this? And I'm like, yeah, but she's done X, Y, and Z, but they just don't see that bit, you know, because yeah, she's their mum.
Okay, I'm going to share the screen with you because you need to see the next numbers that I was going to literally. Then can you see this? So it's got, is speaking the truth important? Did it get you in trouble in the family?
Yeah.
Did you ever get persecuted for speaking the truth in the family?
Yeah, that happens all the time.
There you go. So this is what came up with you when I was like, just like preparing like the numbers.
Yeah. Oh, that's nuts. Like the most recent thing is we've all fallen out over Christmas again because they've all got together and arranged a Christmas thing, and I put on like our family WhatsApp thing. My mum came to me and was like, right, we've organised Christmas. We've decided to go for a weekend away in wherever it was, Devon, and Willow can come. He was like my oldest daughter, and I'm like, hang on a minute, why hasn't anybody asked me what I'm doing for Christmas or invited me or like included me in the planning of it? And fuck you, you were horrible. Still playing up a family row, so now we're having Christmas at the boat.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah,
you can come here for Christmas actually if you all want. This is the entirety of my flat. Like there's a sink and that's the rest of the room, but like I'm just chilling on Christmas. I was gonna just get a curry and watch TV, so you're all more than welcome.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah.
I could try and cook. I'm not the best, but I could try.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, so you've got an invite if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, I mean, this is the boat. We got, oh, what's that there? Oh, that's the bookshelf. I can't really see
nice.
The boat's not particularly big, but
it's all right. It's cozy.
Yeah. We got the Christmas tree, but there's no decorations on it because Steve went to go get baubles and brought back our dressing gowns.
Let's see how grounded he is as well, right? In reality.
Yeah.
I got my little Christmas tree here. It's my Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ah, that's awesome.
I've had it since I was about 18. It's my goth tree.
Have you? Ava would love that. My youngest daughter, she's really into Nightmare Before Christmas. She watches it most days.
It's such a good film.
Yeah.
Like that and The Matrix are always on.
Yeah.
So for 5s, it's for goals for you, it's all about stepping out into the world and like expressing your deepest truth and acting on it. And funny you say that about your family, like about calling your mum out. One of the first things it says with fives is you've got to be careful, because it's very intuitive, is not to use that ability improperly and abuse it or take it for granted.
Okay.
Because we're very intuitive and we can see people, we can be quite manipulative.
Yeah. Okay.
So we just kind of have to keep ourselves in check a little bit with that one.
Yeah.
And then it's karma as well. It can be quite like subject to like negativity and depression, because we're so sensitive and find it hard to adjust to society.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the fitting in side of things, I've definitely always had, and like, yeah, found that really difficult, just not finding people that I can be like, oh yeah, this is where I belong. Like I've never, yeah, always felt like I don't fit in.
Yeah, that's why it might be good, like the group's really good, like that we've got at the moment. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Because everyone's kind of quite unique, aren't they? They just do their own thing. And
yeah, everyone's really different, but yeah, obviously got similar ideas, so it's nice.
yeah, it's with the fives as well, as you know, floaty and grounded, but we've also sometimes got like a difficulty in asserting ourselves.
Yeah.
And because of that, we can sometimes again manifest abuse, but the reason that happens is that we have to experience like a misuse of power and how to overcome it.
Okay.
But it's tough. It's a tough number. Again, there's like some in karma as well. It's sometimes you get quite tired and it's hard to have the motivation to deal with the kind of like intangible things and to use them. Like you've got spiritual abilities, but you might not always feel like you've got enough strength to take a chance that they're real.
Yeah. Definitely with like motivation and like feeling too tired, or like I can't be bothered with things a lot of the time. And just let's save that for another day. I can't be asked right now, and then before I know it, a week's gone and I've still not got around to doing what I intended to do.
Yep. Like it's really good. You know, when you feel like a bit spaced out and stuff, if you're starting to feel a bit like, oh, I'm going, like, you know, when that happens, just have like, some people like just have a pen and paper and like just draw or just see what comes out.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when we're spaced out, it's like we're kind of aware of other things going on up there.
Okay.
And that's like how you sort of start connecting like with the spiritual things, or like thoughts or feelings or things. Like just start to like, when you're a bit like zoned out of things, that's when we're most relaxed, and you start to pick up on energies and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. No, I'll give that a go for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, with your numbers, you've got the same. So, yeah. Okay, so with your spiritual talents, so this is the good stuff to help you overcome them. Is that F5s? Yeah, again, like even though it's in a gold position in the, so even in karmic, if you come through it, it's about becoming a teacher of spiritual teachers at the highest level when you eventually get to that with a 5.
Yeah. Ah, cool.
Which is, yeah, pretty nice. There's some good too. So for your spiritual talents, you've got 7-7, and the 7's all about working with and healing like a wounded heart.
Okay.
So this is good in a talent position. It's about communication. It's about like coming out into the world, and it can be about catalyzing groups of people into action.
Okay.
So like, yeah, and it's positive, the energy of the 7's adaptable, clever, logical, but in its negative, it can be again manipulative and controlling. Sometimes with the 7, it's like associated with your left foot, and it can be like people who don't want to move forward. Like, or it's like sometimes like an anchor that keeps people in place. Like there can be things that sort of prevent you moving forward sometimes.
Okay.
So like when you were younger, were you ever quite like indecisive?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always been a fairly indecisive person, and yeah, struggled to make decisions on things. And then I think like my indecisiveness has meant I've often left things to like the last minute and then made like a rush decision if it's something that I have to like decide, and not always like being the best decision, because
That's the kind of, that's a typical 7.
okay.
People with 7s as well, I don't know if it relates for you, but like they sometimes have like a hidden part of themselves that they have to protect, and then there's more of a public part that they sort of present to the world.
Yeah, I think that would be like fair to say. Like Stu says, like I've got a lot of like walls and barriers you kind of got to break down before people really get to know me, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. It's do you need to feel like quite safe as well to sort of show your real feelings?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think people might I feel like people might see me as being like quite closed off and unapproachable, which I don't think I am. I think it's just like it takes me a while to get to know people maybe, and like feel as though I can trust people to be like more myself around them. So yeah, that's good. But yeah, same. It's like, yeah, sometimes in the karma of it, it's quite hard to know what's real and what isn't. Yeah.
And people with 7s as well, not that it's true, but to other people around them, sometimes it looks like they're in a bit of a dreamland.
Yeah.
So like your lesson for this, because it's a Gemini sign, you know, it's about like learning how to present your true self to people and not the shield.
Okay. Yeah.
And sometimes as well, like, I don't know if this works for you, but you could possibly play games in your mind to kind of try and control situations and prevent like who you are from being revealed.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't know if that's you or not, but
yeah, I don't think that would be me.
That's fair. They're not always right, but yeah, 7s, it's all about learning how to communicate how you feel and not hide, so people know how you really do feel about things.
Yeah, I can see that, like, for sure, like not being myself in front of people that I don't know. That's definitely like, yeah, that's definitely me.
So sometimes people as well with 7s, they can have like a bit of difficulty accepting the sort of darker side of themselves.
Okay.
Like I've got a friend of mine, she hasn't had her soul contract read. But she's definitely, I would say she's definitely got more than 110-1, and she's definitely got 7s. And it's like so bizarre listening to her talk, because she just plays this innocent character, and I'm like, I know you. I can see the real you. And it's like quite frustrating. I mean, that's my issue, not hers.
Like you're able to, like, when you get to know people, like work out their soul contract without needing to, like, yeah. Know them.
First time I met you, I was like, she's definitely got 5s, possibly a 10-1 straight away.
Oh really?
Definitely.
It's so funny.
And probably if I thought a bit harder, I'd say 14-5 too.
Yeah.
I would have guessed those straight away.
Oh, that's funny. How long have you been doing it for?
Oh, not long since. God, how long's it been? Couple of months.
Okay.
Yeah, not long at all. When did I do it? Like April?
Okay.
So yeah, a couple of months now.
Yeah.
But I really like it. I've been doing divine healing a bit longer. That's like how you kind of work through the karmic bits of like your soul contract.
Okay.
And that's cool, because that can get very like, it depends on who you've got. With some people, it's very like, okay, let's work through this and clear this. And you have to be quite structured. With some people, you're like going into past lives and clearing things. And it's all intuition that I get to use.
Yeah.
Which I fucking love, because all airy fairy as well. So so nice. And all the nice voices that I hear, and, you know, worried people will think I'm schizophrenic. I'm like, nope, it's great. I've got an outlet.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Yeah, I love doing it. But so yeah, sorry, with the sevens as well, like sometimes nobody can always read you. If you decide to sort of put up a little bit of a wall, like it's really hard for people to kind of work you out.
Okay.
That's how it kind of appears to them. But sometimes as well, this might not relate to you, but some people with sevens who are having a really hard time of it can feel like they're really terrible people. And often
What was that? I think the signal went a bit funny.
Oh, I was going to say, this might not relate to you, but sometimes one of the reasons people with sevens like feel they need to hide who they are is because like they sometimes feel that they're a terrible person.
Okay. I don't know if it's that. I just feel like people are gonna think that I'm weird. Not necessarily that people think I'm terrible, but just that they won't like me, or they're gonna think that I'm weird.
Oh. You don't seem weird to me, but I'm weird, so I don't know if that helps.
Oh, that's good.
No, the good things about the sevens is that it's a super catalytic energy, and it strengthens most of the other energies in your chart in a really positive way.
Okay.
And actually, like when you've moved through the karmic bits, it's really good at like gathering people to you. Like in your positive, you can be like really a bit of a party animal.
Yeah. Not so much now.
No, as the babies are like, yep, I can't wait.
Got too much responsibility now. Yeah, party.
Probably more in the past. As a teenager though, and like 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good energy as well, because you can help like activate like big changes in other people. Like when you've worked through all your indecision and your karmic aspect of things, you're actually very good at making decisions, which is the same with the sixes in your charts as well. Yeah, it's just you've got to work through all the floaty, difficult stuff first.
Yeah.
But when you've done that, you're one of those people that like you can arrive at like finality. So you've got like really strong energies. It's a really good number to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if this helps you as well, like when you're in the positive aspects of the number, like you're generally very well liked by people.
Okay.
So that's always good.
Yeah. Maybe I'm stop being so critical of myself.
It's your 10 ones. It really is. And also the sensitivities and things of the fives, it's hard. So again, you've got 10-1 in your spiritual goals.
Oh really?
Yep. So what you're working towards is like, again, it's that Virgo star sign. It's a manifestation of spirit and coming into like who you are.
Okay.
And I think in the tarot card, it's represented by the Hermit.
Okay. Yeah. I feel a bit like a hermit a lot of the time.
But like with all of those numbers working together and all of those energies at once, for some of your numbers for your soul destiny is 7-7.
Okay.
So like, in your soul destiny position, it's all about becoming like really that creative vessel and like allowing in the spirituality and not judging it and just waiting for all of that sort of spirit to manifest in you.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the kind of overview of your soul contract reading.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
So
yeah, no, that was really, really interesting, and a lot to kind of take away from that and think about.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mind fuck, isn't it?
Yeah, like, and how accurate it is as well, like to things that have gone on, and the way that I think it's made me as a person. But cool.
No, I'll send you the recording and all the notes, so you've got a breakdown of it.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. There's so much to get through, and then we can look at like your partners, and we can look at the kids, and then we can look at the names as well, because it's not as in depth with that. We look at like how the energies work.
Yeah. Okay. And so like with the energies thing, is that just like, so the soul contract thing, when you're given your name, that's what then like determines what it is that you're supposed to be doing in this life?
Yeah, so you'll have to work through the difficult bits for each energy. I'll show you now, because I've got your charts up on here to close you there. Let's do your overlay. Faye baby naming. So look, I'll share the screen. That would help, Faye. So if you look on this one, so we've got like you're on there, and then Stephen's on there, Willow, Ava, and then these are all the names I've been looking at. Like,
okay.
So don't worry, we'll find a one that works. But like, I've started writing in like no for definite no, and then potential.
Okay.
So we can like look at them properly. Let's not select them all. But in your overlay, if we did you and like Steve, Willow, Ava, and let's just have a quick look at the overlay there. Chart. Ugh. Right, I know it's quite a lot to see at once. So there's all of your things that we've just went through, like your 14.5 in karma.
Okay. Yeah.
And all of these things. And then you've got like Stephen, so he's got 7.7 as well. So that's your sort of soul destiny. And what we'd look at is we'd look at his numbers like the 4 and how that impacts on your 14.5. So 4.4 is all about like abundance to flow and things like that.
Okay.
And his talent of 7.7, which is all the, the communication and the bringing people together and all of that, that'll help your 14.5s, and it'll impact on there and there. So we'll do a reading where we look at how that impacts. Like that one might be quite a difficult clash, because 11.2 is all about structure and assimilation. And sometimes people with 11.2, if you get frustrated with him, talk to him in his left ear.
Okay.
Like just to help you out on that one, because like often 11.2s aren't, they have to do things in their own way, and it can take them a bit longer than other people to get something, and because of that they sometimes feel stupid when they're younger. But it's a highly intelligent number, and when they get something, they are so intelligent.
Yeah, I find that I can see that with Steve, in that his mom always says that he's dyspraxic, and he's quite slow to do things. But I've not met anybody like him that's able to like, he'll like, for instance, like watch a YouTube video on how to fix something and just be able to go away and take it away and do it straight away. But not only that, like he'll retain that and still be able to go back to it. Whereas I'm the sort of person that watched the YouTube video several times, have to watch it while I'm trying to fix a thing. And then as soon as I'm done doing it, like that, all that information's gone. I don't give a shit about it anymore. It's like not even useful to me. Whereas, yeah, he's not like that at all. Like I've always said to him, he's like, yeah, really, really smart and able to, yeah, just remember stuff that I wouldn't even be able to, yeah.
That's it. That is literally an 11.2 right there.
Okay.
That's where that comes from. And because you've got like spiritual number, 5 again, like you're much more floaty than he is.
Yeah.
But if you look at your dominant vibrations here, what's interesting is you've both got the that's your dominant vibration is the 7s.
Okay.
So you've got, and also because you've got similar numbers, even though they're in different positions, you've probably got a bit of an understanding on things.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Like, so he's got 6s, you've got 6. Have you got 6? Yeah, you've both got 6s. 7s, you've both got 10-1s. So you've got those sort of similarities, and you'll be helping each other work through the karma, like
Okay.
each other's karma, but like you can probably clash quite a lot as well.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of things like, yeah, he's way more like chaos and unplanned than I am. But then it kind of like ends up, I think that ends up triggering like my anxiety and stuff sometimes, because he'll suddenly change plans, and then I'm like, oh, what's this all about? Why is the plan suddenly changed?
And that's because you need your structure and routine in the 10-1. And
Yeah.
when you're unsettled or something happens really quickly, that's your 14-5. Like it's that abandonment almost. You go into like a head spin of.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Like he was it yesterday, he was gonna go pick his friend up, or Sammy, take him to go collect his car, and he ends up like being 3 hours, and ends up being like getting in a tiz about it, and be like, where the fuck have you been? It was like a half-hour drive and you've still been like 3 hours. He's like, yeah, I'm just fiddling around with cars, and I'm having like a breakdown over like, what's going on? Why have you been taking this long?
Is he safe? Is he all right? Like,
Yeah.
actually, if you don't have to rush off, I'll have a quick, we can have a like really super basic one of like how his chart works on yours.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Just so
I'm settled now, so.
yeah, I mean, it won't take too long because with his 4/4s, like it's in karma, so it's quite difficult, but you're only going to get like 20-30% of his karma, like the difficult parts. The majority of his energies on you are going to be really positive.
Okay.
Which is great. So like the positive of the 4 is like sharing, intelligence, success and achievement, and trusting that new opportunities will come.
Yeah.
I won't go into his karmic ones because that's a lot, but like with his 7s there as well, that's all about, you can do it, like being quite decisive in its positive.
Okay.
But like it sounds like he can be a bit indecisive as well, but that's where, depending on where he's at, working through his karma in the numbers. But yeah, he can be like quite logical sometimes.
Yeah, I'd say he's definitely more logical than I am, but yeah, also kind of chaotic.
Yeah, he's probably still working through that. It's because he's young as well, isn't he?
Yeah. He's years younger than me, so.
Yeah, see, once you both sort of get sort of 35 upwards, you tend to have got through more of the karma and you start on the more spiritual stuff.
Okay.
But is 11 too in the positives, all about like structure and building and intelligence and also resiliency.
Okay.
And good news is paternal protection and sensitivity. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's like, yeah, really sensitive person, and we like, yeah, good at communicating. Like, yeah.
that's good. Yeah, and again, 10-1, same as you, you've got that connection up there. So you're very intuitive, can be analytical, unity and stability, which is good. Spiritual, again, Archangel Michael, power with integrity, and yeah, really, really good number when it's in its positive. And it's 12-3, as bad as it can be, when it's in its positive, it's really good. It's a thirst for knowledge and seeing the beauty in things.
Okay. Yeah.
It's quite good as well. It's about like balanced sexuality.
Yeah.
Which is good, and it's about no, not sharing, that's the other one, like bringing things out of the depth. So like maybe he'll be like quite good on you, I think, with your 7-7 especially there, that'll be hugely beneficial to help you express yourself and to knock your walls down a bit.
Yeah, no, he's definitely good at that. Yeah, I've noticed already, like, yeah, it's good at getting me to be less like closed off from people.
And again, like his 6-6 is really helpful as well. It can help people like unblock like the rigidness and the sort of in people.
Okay. And so like the dominant vibration thing, what's that? What does that mean?
You've bothly, out of all of this, the strongest sort of vibrational, strongest energy is 7.
Okay.
For both of you, which is you've both got that in common. And the best way to like get through the karmic aspects of a number is to have the exact same number.
Okay.
So the fact that you've both got that is you're helping each other get through the karma of things, like burn through it a little bit. So you two, you work really well together in that respect.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, that's just a quick breakdown.
Yeah. No, it's like, yeah, it's so strange like how accurate it is and how much like, yeah, you pick up from it.
It's bizarre, isn't it? And everyone's is so different, like so different.
Yeah. I should imagine if you get like a lot like as into it as you are.
So,
yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Being able to like meet people and kind of get a good gauge on what they're like as people must be helpful.
Well, the thing is like I've always just done it. Like I've always just seen people and just seen who they are, and that's like, I guess, like my shit superpower.
Yeah.
But like, it was funny, I was speaking to this woman the other day and she was just like, have you ever, must be quite helpful to use that to your advantage. And she was basically saying, how often have you abused that power? And I'm like, I've had a lot of sex with a lot of very beautiful people, yeah. That are always like way out of my league. And she's like, yes, that's kind of what she was hinting at. And I was like, God damn it, why can't I lie to this woman? I'm like, she sees you.
Maybe she does the same thing.
Well, I wonder, yeah.
It's like reading each other.
Oh, I was really nervous talking to her. And the first thing she said, I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm nervous. I don't usually get nervous. And she just went, you're not nervous of me. Stop it. You're scared of your own power. I was like, fuck me. So, all right, love, straight in there. Fuck. I'm so scared. So she's doing my divine healing in January, like level 3, which is should be interesting. And I work with her husband on like this thing called light body integration.
Okay.
And he's given me all his books on Enochian magic. Like they're out in France. They're a French, well, I think she's technically Irish, but they're a French couple.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
cool.
Yeah.
Do you go over to France or do you like do it here?
Just on Zoom, but it's really cool. Like it's really cool.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. What's it about? Like
so out there. Like the light body integration, like it's like removing like devices and like programming, you know, and like things that aren't serving me, and opening up like my light source to receive more and to expand on like intuition and stuff. And
yeah. Oh, awesome.
It's really cool, actually. It's so cool.
How where'd you find out about these things? So
my friend Val, she just said to me like 2 years ago now, 2 years, a year and a half. Yeah, a year and a half ago, she was like, oh, I'm doing soul contract reading. Can I use you as a case study?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure. What the hell is that? I've never heard of it. And then, so she basically just did this for me. And I went, oh my God, finally answers. And within 2 weeks, I was like, right, this is who I am. This. And she was just like, whoa, I did not expect any of you to open up and tell me all this. I was like, yep, I see ghosts, I hear things, hit me. What do I do next? And and she was like, I never knew that about you, because we've been friends for 6 years, you know? And
yeah.
She just, but then she was like, there were certain things. She was like the time you told me you were just lying in bed and your engagement ring just shot off your finger for no reason.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it like smashed something. Or the time that like going back a long time, my ex-boyfriend got me like a vase, and I put my cup down on the bedside table, turned to talk to him, didn't knock it, I swear. The cup shot out across the room and went back and cut the vase in half.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right. And like all this mad shit that keeps happening to me, and I keep forgetting about it. And even like today, my friend Lex, I was like, oh, I need a Hoover. She's like, well, why don't you just think about it? She's like, every time I've been with you, you're talking about needing a yoga mat, it's on the wall. You found a kettle, you were talking about a pan that you wanted, and it's like all this stuff I keep finding. And she's just like, you'll just find it. I found, I got the bike for free. Like,
oh, nuts.
So all this mad shit keeps happening all the time. So
yeah.
Like, yeah. So once like Val told me that, I went for some divine healing to get through some of the abuse and some of the trauma and all the shit in my life.
Yeah.
And then I loved it. And I was like, counseling never worked for me. It just never worked. And then this worked. And then I've been doing healing and stuff since.
Wow. Yeah, awesome. That's really cool.
Oh.
Little guy.
Oh. I'll let you go though, Tiernie, because you've got.
Okay.
Bless him. But yeah, if you ever want healing as well, like Steve can take the baby out, you can just lie down and chill. Like we can always, I'll do that as well for you to see how you get on with it.
Yeah, no, that'd be really cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This evening for your time and doing it. But
Yeah.
it's really eye-opening.
Cool.
sure.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'll let you get on.
Sorry about me, keep crying.
It's all right, don't worry. It's what they do. I'll take it easy. See you soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah.